I've just made breakfast and I've cleaned out my mom's cast iron pan, and it is really grimy and yucky, and you can see right here I tried to chip it off with metal. I tried to get the grime off with a scraper and it doesn't work because it's concrete on there. So you have to do a lye bath, and in today's video I am going to share with you all about how to restore your cast iron skillet. Now, I've already restored all the other skillets, and that's what you'll be seeing in this video. I'm collecting cast iron skillets so that I can give them to my children, and they can have heirloom pieces too. So that's why I'm gathering up skillets and restoring them. Welcome to my channel. My name is Katie, and in today's video we are going to be restoring these old cast iron skillets that I picked up from the thrift store. If you are like me, then you would take one look at these and probably put them back and say, oh, that's too much work. Those are nasty. But the new me knows how to clean and restore these cast iron skillets. So I see a treasure when I find something like this in a thrift store or an antique store. So today we are going to be using a lye bath to strip all of the carbon and grime off of these pans. These pans have years and years, probably decades of buildup on them. So we're going to be using this crystal lye drain opener, and there are a variety of brands available on the market. Just make sure it says 100% lye. That is the most important aspect of the product that you choose. So we're going to start out with filling a number 2 or number 5 plastic container with 5 gallons of water. You need 1 pound of crystal lye per 5 gallons of water, and the bottle I have is exactly 1 pound. You want to remember to wear all of your safety equipment. That includes gloves, goggles, and a mask. Remember, if you add water to lye, you die. Do not do that. So first we fill our vessel with water, and then we're going to gently pour our lye into the water. Once the whole container is in the water, we're going to gently stir with a wooden stick of some sort. I'm using one of these paint stirrers. So with your stick, you are going to gently stir until all of the lye crystals have dissolved in your solution. Be careful not to splash this out of the container. Just be very gentle with it. And then next, you can prepare your pans to submerge into your lye bath. Now make sure you have enough water in your lye bath to completely submerge your cast iron pans, whether you are using a larger plastic bucket to do a Dutch oven or a large cast iron pot. But for this purpose on this day, I just have skillets, so I'm happy to use this smaller container. Maybe in the future I will buy a larger container to do larger items. You can reuse your lye bath multiple times. So you want to make sure that you have it in a place where children are not going to be able to access it. You want to have it in a safe place. And also consider the place where you keep your lye bath to be close to a drain, or that your container is easy to carry to a location that you can dump it. Since lye is a drain cleaner, you can dump lye down any household drain. So here I have prepared my cast iron skillets by using a wire hanger so that I can easily grab them and remove them out of the lye without sticking my hands down into the lye bath. I gently place those in there, and then I'm going to position the lid on top and snap the lid down because I do have small children in my home. But this is in a room that they do not access very often, and I'm going to close it off. But I want the lid on top, and I'm going to put some weights on top of it as well, just to keep it extra secure. So you can see here, just after a few moments, the grime on my pans is already starting to dissolve into the water. You can leave your cast iron skillets in your lye bath as long as you want to, really. So with your lye bath, you can leave your cast iron skillets in there indefinitely, and it will not harm them. However, in the future, if you do a vinegar bath to remove rust, you need a limited amount of time. So 40 minutes max in your vinegar bath. But with a lye bath, you can leave your pans, your skillets, your cast iron in there as long as you want to, and you can repeat the process over and over again if your first lye bath soak does not remove all the grime. So we're going to find that out here in just a moment with the skillets that I have put in here. After 48 hours, we are going to check these out, and it's possible that they are going to need to go back in for another lye bath, but I just want to remove them right now, take them to my kitchen, and get them scrubbed up to see what the results are this far in. I'm using a stainless steel casserole dish to transport these to my kitchen sink, and to protect my kitchen sink from my cast iron, I'm just going to rinse them in this stainless steel pan. Using cold water and a plastic scrubber, we are going to scrub around and see how much grime we can get removed after this first 48-hour soak. And on the inside, everything is scrubbing away really nicely with just this scrubber brush. When I flip it over on the back side, you are going to see that there is still a lot of grime remaining that didn't slough off, but this brush removes it easily. And right there on that edge, there is some buildup that is like concrete on there. And I'm not going to waste my time trying to scrub that off. I'm just going to resubmerge this pan back into the lye bath for another 24 hours and see if I can get that little bit off of there completely. So we're going to move on to this next pan. It really has so much buildup on it. Decades worth of carbon buildup. And you are going to see that there is still quite a bit of buildup on the bottom. So this pan is also going to go right back into the lye soak for another 24 hours. And it ended up going back in for a full 48 hours because that buildup was really severe. So here I'm taking a metal scrubber brush to my cast iron to get out the last bits of grime on the inside of this pan. So I just wanted to show you this little blackened area in the top part of the pan that I was trying to get out, but it's really stuck on there. So again, that's going to come off in a longer lye bath soak. The process is fairly uninvolved because mostly your pan just sits in the lye bath, and then all you have to do is rinse it. You should just be able to rinse off all your grime. I'm demonstrating here that I cannot scrub or rinse off this patch of grime. Still some crud that needs to soak a little bit more and come off of there. And then you can see down here on the bottom, there's still a chunk. I can't scrub that off. I'm not going to waste my time trying to scrub it off. And the same thing with this one. There's just a little bit. All right, so I've just gotten these back out of that bath to see if I could get the last bit of junk off of them. Oh yeah, last bit came off. So I'm going to scrub this up. Get this dried up. This pan had a bit more stuff on it. I might need to soak it for another day. This is the problem part. You know, I could elbow grease it all night long and try to get this out of there. It's gonna come off, that black bit is, but that chunk is being a royal pain, so I'm going to stick it back in there for another day, see if we can get rid of the rest of that. I placed my pan in a warm oven to get it completely dry. Now we are going to oil it and season it. So I have set my oven to 500 degrees Fahrenheit. Set your oven as high as it will go temperature-wise. And then you want to use some type of seed oil or avocado oil, coconut oil, something that is a high temperature, high smoke point oil. So on this pan, I'm using coconut oil, and I'm going to learn that You really need to make sure that you absorb all the excess oil off the pan. This pan, when I put it in the oven and brought it back out, it had one teeny tiny black drip mark on it from there being too much coconut oil on one part, or maybe it got in a pit. And then when I heated the pan in the oven, that oil dripped out and created a black mark on it. So I will be much more careful in the future. But for future seasonings in this video, I'm going to be using avocado oil. And I found that of the oils I've tried in my home, that works the best. Now I have re-seasoned my cast iron many times over the years, and I recently shared with you a cleaning cast iron and re-seasoning video. I will link that down below in this video's description if you just need to know how to take care of your cast iron on a daily basis. So what I'm doing here is I'm taking a really soft flannel cloth and I'm absorbing up all of the excess oil. You want to wipe it clean. We're going to do this cleaning cycle first. We put on a coat of oil, and now we're going to wipe it clean, wipe off all of that grime from the metal from the cleaning process. You can see some of it right there on the rag. And then after we do this first initial cleaning oil and wipe clean, we are going to oil it again and then use another clean, dry, soft cloth to reabsorb all the excess oil again. And that will be the coat that we stick into the oven. So right here, you can see this is all nice and cleaned. We are going to oil it once more, wipe off all the excess oil, and pop it in the oven. And when it comes out, I will show you my first time seasoned pan. And we want to repeat this process approximately 4 to 6 times to get the best seasoning. We're going to do this all over again. I let my pans come to room temperature. I oil them again. I wipe off the excess oil. I put them back in the 500-degree preheated oven for an hour. I turn off my oven, I let them sit overnight. The next morning, I oil them again, put them back in the oven at 500 degrees Fahrenheit for an hour, turn off my oven, let them sit there, and then that night, I do it again, and I repeat that process 4 to 6 times. This first pan was the first one that was done, and it goes in for the first seasoning, and it turns out that the next pan that I had in there is done, so I'm going to get that one ready next to go in with this one. Repeat process. This is after the first 2 seasonings. You can see how beautiful this pan looks, how clean and smooth the surface is. So we're gonna add some more avocado oil. We're gonna do the whole process over again. I've got my oiling cloth right here that I reuse over and over again. And I'm gonna oil every part of this pan again, including the handle, the base, the sides, the bottom. Everything gets oiled and wiped clean. Wipe off all the excess oil again, and I'm gonna pop it back into the oven. This mark right here on the pan, this is why we don't use coconut oil to season our pans, because if you don't get all the coconut oil wiped off, it will drip and it will burn and leave a black sticky mess on there. So the very first time I seasoned this, I did it with coconut oil. I thought it would be fine, but I didn't get it wiped off in one area well enough. And so that's the mark that it left. So I switched over to avocado oil, and I've been using avocado oil to season this. Let me oil these up. At this point, this pan is ready to be cooked with. You can continue to season it up to 6 times or more. And when you cook with your cast iron skillets, you can use an unscented dish soap to wash them. Just be sure that you wash them with the dish soap, you scrub out all the grime, and you put it on your stove top to dry on low heat. And always oil your entire cast iron skillet each time you are done using it and washing it. This will help preserve it and keep it beautiful for a long time. Do not be afraid to wash your cast iron skillet with soap. This will prevent all the grime and buildup that you have seen earlier in this video. I've got this one right here that belonged to Erin's mother. I need to clean it, so I'm going to stick this in the bath as well with my mom's, and then we're going to restore this one as well, and I'm probably going to have to do the rust treatment on this particular pan, so stay tuned. This is the cast iron skillet that has been seasoned 4 times. And yes, when I was cooking the eggs, they were sticking when I was cooking them. But after I let them sit in the pan for just a few minutes after I turn the heat off, they are not stuck to the pan. So you can see even this cheesy cheese, the cheesy cheese is not sticking to the pan. But anyways, I just wanted to show you all that. Yes, I am going to have to clean it. It still needs to be cleaned, and you can use soap and water on your cast iron pans when you clean them. You can also scrub them. And then all you do after you clean them is you immediately dry them. You place them on the stove on a little bit of heat. You get them warmed up so they're completely dry, and then you oil the surface again. And this is the other cast iron skillet. This is its 2nd season. I'm getting ready to do the 3rd seasoning on this. And when I do the third seasoning on this, I'm gonna do the 1st seasoning on the cast iron skillet that was my mom's, that's in the lye bath now. So we're gonna go ahead and serve these kids up these ham, egg, and cheese for their breakfast. And yeah, stick free.